It is tough. I mean, but there's a lot of stuff that reminds me of her. You know, in like relationships, like you see something on TV and you're like, oh, I remember when we used to watch this, or I remember this.
It begins with a song, but it hits like a direct shot. After years of silence, hidden messages, and online drama, Selena Gomez has finally spoken in the only way she knows best. Not through tweets or interviews, but through her music. And this time, it's not just another love song. It's something much sharper. Her new track, Don't Take It Personally, feels like a quiet explosion. Calm on the surface, but powerful underneath. The moment it dropped, the internet didn't just listen. It lost control. For years, fans have picked apart the rumored tension between Selena and Hailey Bieber. From similar fashion choices to overlapping timelines, fan edits, and viral TikTok comparisons. But with this one song, Selena might have finally said what she's never dared to say out loud. I've seen it all, and I'm done pretending I haven't. The lyrics don't hold back. They sting, but they're delivered with a calm, almost surgical tone. I know the two of you used to talk every day, she sings. You probably got a dartboard with my face in the middle. There's no subtlety. It's personal. And everyone knows exactly who she might be talking about. TikTok is flooded with reaction videos. Stan Twitter is in chaos. People are screen recording the track as if collecting evidence. They're calling it her final word, not only on her past with Justin Bieber, but on the long, complicated silence between her and Hailey. The song appears near the end of the album, almost as if she wanted to leave her message, close the book, and walk away. But then came the twist. In her album commentary, Selena insisted the song isn't about her. She said it was based on someone else's story, something she related to emotionally and decided to turn into art. Yet, the timing, the tone, and the emotion woven through every line suggest otherwise. So now everyone's asking, what's real here? Is this truly someone else's story? Or is Selena protecting herself from another round of media frenzy? Whatever the truth is, the track has reignited everything. The old wounds, the endless fan theories, the comparisons, and all the buried emotions from the past. And now, fans are wondering the question that's been lingering for years. Is this all just coincidence? Or did Selena just confirm what everyone's believed since the beginning? On March 21st, 2025, Selena released her fourth studio album, I Said I Love You First, made in collaboration with her fiancé, Benny Blanco. It was presented as a celebration of love, 14 songs blending different styles, full of joy, self-growth, and a hopeful look toward the future. The album featured artists like Gracie Abrams, J Balvin, and Charlie XCX. It was a hit, debuting at #2 on the Billboard 200, topping charts across countries, and earning multiple spots on the Hot 100. But underneath all that success, one song stood out, the one that didn't feel polished or hidden near the album's end. Don't Take It Personally didn't arrive with major promotion or flashy visuals. It didn't need to. The moment it hit streaming platforms, it broke the internet. It wasn't just a song anymore. It was an emotional blast. Within hours, TikTok and Twitter were flooded with breakdowns and lyric analyses. Every line was pulled apart and studied like it held secret messages. One lyric especially caught attention. He sleeps in my bed. I met his parents. It's official. That one line alone carried more emotional weight than an entire interview. But the chorus hit the hardest. Please don't take it personally. Some things are just meant to be. Don't waste all your energy. We both know that he loves me. It wasn't bitter or angry. It was calm, almost peaceful, which somehow made it hurt even more. Like Selena wasn't trying to fight anymore because she already knew how the story ended. Theories spread fast. Was this the final piece of the Selena-Justin-Hailey puzzle? Was she saying that the real issue was never between her and Hailey, because Justin had already made his choice long ago? Fans couldn't stop debating. Still, in typical Selena fashion, she added more mystery instead of clearing it up. In her official commentary, she again claimed the song wasn't personal. She said it came from a story someone shared with her, one she simply related to on an emotional level. Then she added something that made people question everything. This is odd to say, but yes, I'm the person it happened to. That one line made things even more confusing. If the song isn't about Hailey, why does it sound like it is? If it isn't meant for the internet, why do the lyrics seem so pointed? And if Selena has truly moved on, why does the song feel like a final message to the girl she's constantly compared to? The tension between what Selena says and what the song expresses is what keeps people hooked. That uncertainty, the idea that you're hearing something real, even if it's disguised as fiction, is exactly what draws fans in. To understand why this one song shook the internet so deeply, you have to look back. Not just at this album, but at the beginning of everything. The love story that shaped an entire generation's view of heartbreak. Selena and Justin Bieber weren't just another celebrity couple. They were an era. Their relationship became part of pop culture itself. Messy, magnetic, and painfully public. From their IHOP date in 2010 to red carpet moments, breakups, and makeups, every step of their journey was documented in real time by fans and tabloids. Every rumor, every emotional post, every cryptic lyric turned into fuel for endless speculation, and just when it seemed like they might finally reunite for good, everything changed. In 2018, after one last breakup, Justin got engaged to Hailey within months. They had a courthouse wedding, followed by a grand ceremony, closing a chapter many thought would never end. But the internet doesn't forget. No matter how much time passed, fans kept revisiting old interviews, lyrics, and videos, always searching for hidden signs. And now, with Don't Take It Personally, that old fire has been reignited. To many, it feels like Selena's way of saying one final thing, not in anger, but with quiet confidence. Like she's acknowledging the past, accepting it, and moving forward. But to others, it feels like a coded confession, one that says more between the lines than in the lyrics themselves. Either way, this song has reopened a story that never truly ended. A story that shaped not just 3 people's lives, but an entire fandom's emotions. And once again, the world is listening, trying to figure out what's real, what's performance, and what's finally being said after years of silence. For years, fans have questioned the timing of everything. The overlaps, the silence, and how suddenly things changed. When Hailey Bieber appeared as Mrs. Bieber, it wasn't just surprising. It felt like a shockwave that set off years of nonstop speculation, comparisons, and rumors. Some of it was lighthearted, some was cruel, but none of it ever stopped. Through all of it, Selena Gomez stayed mostly silent until she didn't. When she released Lose You to Love Me in 2019, it felt like her first step toward closure. The song was raw, emotional, and instantly seen as a message to Justin Bieber. It gave people their first real look at the heartbreak she'd carried, and it hit hard. Fans connected it to the quick timeline of Justin's engagement to Hailey, especially the lyric, "In 2 months, you replaced us like it was easy." It was impossible to ignore how perfectly it fit the real-life events happening at the time. But Don't Take It Personally feels like a very different moment. It isn't sad or broken. It's careful, calm, and confident, like someone who's already healed and is now speaking from a place of control. Even the song's placement on the album feels deliberate. It comes right before the final track, almost like Selena wanted to say her last word on the past before turning the page. It's not about erasing what happened, it's about accepting it. The song doesn't mention names, but it nods to everything. The jealousy, the tension, and the awkward, unspoken history between all 3 people involved. It doesn't shout. It whispers just loud enough for everyone to feel the weight of it. As soon as Don't Take It Personally hit streaming platforms, the internet went into overdrive. TikTok filled with breakdowns and theory videos. Fans connected every lyric back to Hailey Bieber. Stan accounts spliced lyrics with old paparazzi clips and interviews, while pop culture commentators examined each line like detectives. The most discussed lyric came from the verse, "You probably got a dartboard with my face right in the middle." That one line set off an online explosion. It wasn't vague or poetic. It was sharp, personal, and strangely calm. It felt less like a diss and more like a truth delivered with a smile. The chorus didn't sound like an apology. It sounded like closure. "Please don't take it personally. We both know that he loves me." There was no anger in her tone, just a quiet finality. For fans, that was the moment that sealed it. While fans saw it as a declaration of victory, critics were split. Some praised the track's maturity and subtle power. Others said it came off as petty, masking old wounds in beautiful production. Outlets like Pitchfork called the album scattered and too self-referential, suggesting Selena was still finding her musical direction. But that criticism barely made a dent online. To fans, Don't Take It Personally wasn't about musical perfection. It was about emotional impact. It was the song they had been waiting for, one that finally said everything left unsaid. The fact that Selena claimed the story wasn't hers only made people more suspicious. She said it came from someone else's experience, a story told to her, but fans didn't buy it. If it wasn't her story, why did it sound so familiar? Why did every lyric feel like it belonged to her life? That's when the conversation shifted back to the old accusations, the claims that had followed Hailey Bieber for years. Fans began revisiting the theory that Hailey hadn't just dated Justin, but had also mirrored Selena, consciously or not. Old tweets resurfaced, side-by-side photo comparisons went viral again, and old moments started to look strange in hindsight. The Disney date photos, the similar tattoos, the matching captions. All of it was brought back as proof. One moment might seem like coincidence, but when strung together, it looked like a pattern. Both women had repeatedly denied any feud. They even urged fans to stop fueling hate online, but the more they asked for peace, the louder the noise became. The internet didn't let up. If anything, the silence only made the story more fascinating. Don't Take It personally didn't start the fire, but it certainly kept it burning. To understand how deep this goes, you have to go back to where it all began. Not just to Selena and Justin's relationship, but to the fandom that built an entire mythology around it. Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber weren't just a couple. They were a pop culture phenomenon. From their first public outing at an IHOP in 2010 to nearly a decade of breakups and reconciliations, their love story unfolded in real time. Every post, every unfollow, every vague lyric became part of the legend. Fans didn't just watch their story, and they lived it. It became a reflection of young love, heartbreak, and hope. So, when Justin suddenly proposed to Hailey Baldwin in 2018, just a few months after ending things with Selena, it didn't feel like a happy new beginning. To many fans, it felt like something was stolen. like a rewrite of a story they weren't ready to end. What followed was years of quiet tension disguised as civility. Hailey married Justin, but the ghost of Jelena never really faded. Every new Selena song sparked speculation. Every photo Hailey posted became a comparison chart. The story wasn't being told by Selena or Hailey. It was being written and rewritten by millions of fans who couldn't move on. Comparisons became constant. Their looks, their fashion, their words, even their mannerisms. Entire TikTok accounts were dedicated to showing proof that Hailey was copying Selena. One viral series claimed Hailey had mimicked Selena for over a decade, from outfits and interviews to tattoos and cooking shows. The tone was obsessive, but the reach was massive. Millions watched, millions believed. And that's when things took a darker turn. This wasn't gossip anymore. It became what some call parasocial warfare. Fans weren't just watching their idols. They were fighting for them. They analyzed, defended, and attacked on their behalf. Every coincidence became evidence. Every silence became guilt. And every song became a confession. If Hailey followed a Selena fan account and then unfollowed, fans said it meant something. If both women wore similar white dresses, one had to be copying the other. Tiny details turned into full-blown theories, fueled by bits of truth stretched across years of speculation. So when Don't Take It Personally was released, it didn't create the obsession. It just confirmed it for those who already believed. To them, this wasn't fiction. It was validation. But behind the hashtags and viral theories lies a different reality: exhaustion. Both Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber have publicly asked fans to stop the hate. Not once, but multiple times. And their words don't sound like rehearsed PR statements anymore. They sound like genuine pleas. Tired voices asking for peace in a world that doesn't seem ready to give it. In March 2023, social media once again erupted with rumors about Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. What started as something small, a pair of eyebrow photos, turned into a storm the internet called Eyebrowgate. Both Selena and Hailey had posted about their eyebrows within hours of each other, and fans immediately connected the dots, assuming it was shade. Memes, theories, and TikToks flooded every corner of the internet. By the time the dust settled, Selena had seen enough. She took to social media and announced that she was stepping away. "I'm too old for this," she wrote. It wasn't bitter or sarcastic, and it was weary. The kind of exhaustion that comes from years of being pulled into a drama she never asked to be part of. Her words carried the weight of someone tired of being misunderstood and constantly analyzed. After a few weeks, Selena returned online. Not to respond to anyone, but to remind people to be kind. "My heart has been heavy," she wrote. "Please be kinder and consider others' mental health. I only want good for everyone." Her message was simple but powerful, and it soon became clear that she had every reason to say it. Around the same time, Selena shared that Hailey had personally reached out to her. Hailey told her she had been receiving death threats. Not just mean comments, but actual threats to her safety. Without hesitation, Selena publicly defended her. "No one should have to experience hate or bullying," she wrote. In that single moment, everything shifted. The feud that fans had been feeding for years started to look less like a real rivalry and more like a story people refused to let die. It wasn't Selena versus Hailey. It was the internet versus reality. Hailey, too, had reached her breaking point. In March 2025, she posted a TikTok that cut through all the noise. "Leave me alone," she said plainly. "At this point, I'm minding my business. Be miserable somewhere else, please." It wasn't polished or rehearsed. It sounded like someone who had simply had enough. The tone wasn't angry. It was defeated. For years, Hailey had been cast as either the villain or the copycat. Every move she made was dissected and compared to Selena. Her outfits, her interviews, even her tone of voice became evidence in a case that didn't exist. Fans created side-by-side photos and videos showing similarities, treating them like proof of obsession. But in reality, what was happening was much darker. An emotional erosion that slowly eats away at your peace until even silence feels unbearable. Both women have publicly begged for the drama to stop, not because there's something to hide, but because the entire narrative has turned toxic. Yet, no matter how many times they ask for peace, the online investigations continue. Fandoms comb through old posts, lyrics, and interviews as if they're detectives solving a mystery. But there is no mystery. Just two people trying to live normal lives while being watched like characters in a show. Over time, this obsession has grown into something far beyond gossip. TikTokers and YouTubers have built entire channels around comparing the two women. Some claim Hailey copies Selena's fashion sense, poses, and even her cooking show. Others point to tattoos, like the small G behind Hailey's ear, and insist it mirrors the one Selena got for her sister Gracie. Every photo, every caption, every coincidence is turned into evidence. And when everything becomes evidence, coincidence stops existing. Some of the more extreme theories have gone even further, claiming Hailey spent years positioning herself near Justin Bieber. They use old photos, interviews, and even fan meet and greet clips as supposed proof. Some online videos with millions of views accuse her of stalking Justin or trying to become Selena. These theories spread like wildfire. Not because they're true, but because they feed the internet's hunger for drama. The sad part is what gets lost in all of it: the humanity. Yes, Hailey once supported Justin and Selena as a fan. Yes, their lives have crossed paths in complicated ways, but that doesn't mean she's obsessed. People can share interests, listen to the same music, or even love the same person. It doesn't automatically mean they're copying or scheming. Sometimes life just overlaps, and sometimes the internet turns those overlaps into conspiracy theories that ruin people's peace. What's really happening isn't a love triangle, it's a reflection of how far parasocial culture, the one-sided relationships fans form with celebrities, has gone. The line between support and obsession has blurred. Fans who claim to love these stars have turned into investigators, watching their every move and acting like they have a right to know everything. The irony is painful. The same people accusing Hailey of being obsessed with Selena are often the ones tracking her every step. They claim she copies, but they're the ones saving, comparing, and reposting her photos side by side with Selena's. One viral Reddit comment summed it up best: "The obsession is coming from inside the house." And that's probably the truest statement of all. When you strip away the theories, the edits, and the endless debates, what's left are just two women trying to live their lives. One is married, one is engaged. Both are working, healing, and carrying emotional scars deeper than a headline could ever show. Yet they remain trapped in a decade-long story neither of them wants to continue. Maybe that's what Selena meant when she said, "Don't take it personally." It wasn't shade or sarcasm. It was a boundary, a quiet refusal to keep carrying the burden of a story that's no longer hers to explain. Selena has already spoken her truth, not to win an argument, but to let go. Her message isn't about anger, it's about surrender. A soft goodbye to the noise, to the endless comparisons, to the cycle of proving and defending, and maybe the best thing anyone watching can do, fans, followers, and media alike, is to finally let both women walk away. Let them breathe. Let them exist as individuals, not characters trapped in a fan-made drama. Because at this point, the real story isn't about who copied whom or who said what. It's about how far we've gone in turning human lives into entertainment. If there's one thing this entire saga has proven, it's that people's pain should never be turned into content. And maybe, just maybe, the kindest thing anyone can do now is stop watching the story like it's still unfolding, and allow both Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber to move on from a chapter they never asked to write.